Dan here with another update for you guys about movies, TV, comics, and sometimes video games that I believe is worth your time. Let's get right to it. First things first, the one thing that everybody has been talking about, and that is Star Wars. Now, when the trailer was going to be released on when the football game was on, I was going to record my reaction to it, but my computer died last minute, and then I thought, you know what, I'll just give you my 2 cents on what I thought about it. Now, I was just sitting there waiting for it, and as soon as I was done watching it, I teared up. I really did. This is the perfect example on how trailers should be. Now, I'm not one of those guys who is very picky and only watches the very first teaser and nothing else. I mean, sometimes I wish that's how advertisements would go. But then again, I'm always wondering, I just need more. Like, sometimes there are trailers where I'm like, I don't know if I'm convinced enough because I need to see more of that in order for me to go see it. And then there's the other side right here where it's like they showed way too much and now I already know what the plot is. I'm looking at you, Terminator Genesis. This trailer, on the other hand, it's perfect. It shows the perfect amount of footage that needs to be shown without spoiling anything or giving too many money shots away. And they even said that this is the final trailer that they are going to release, which I am 100% okay with, that this is going to be excellent. This is going to be, saying that I'm excited for this movie is a bit of an understatement. So, the way how this trailer is shot, just the music is absolutely beautiful. Like, we see Rey in the beginning, knowing that she has what we're assuming is a Tusken Raiders outfit, and we know that she's a scavenger, but we don't know too much about her character. She's with BB-8, who is going to be the biggest toy that they're ever going to sell. And then we also got Finn, played by John Boyega, who we don't know too much about, but we believe maybe that he could be a character who is Force sensitive and going to show that the Force not only is in good, but maybe there is like a good presence in the Empire, which it just surrounds everybody and what's going on. And we do get to hear Kylo Ren speak for the first time, and like seeing what he looks like, you could definitely tell that he worships Darth Vader, and he does say, "I will finish what you started." Now, what that means is I'm absolutely not sure about. But again, that's what we absolutely love on what we're seeing here. We get to see Chewie and Han Solo again. Now, it is set 30 years after the Return of the Jedi, so that's what we know so far. But now, like they say, that those stories are legends, and them not knowing this stuff actually happened. So it's a pretty cool aspect, if I do say so myself. What other things? And I gotta say, the best part about that trailer, in my own opinion, is the final shot that we get to see Finn and Kylo Ren going at it in the snow. Like, you can tell that, this isn't going to be the last fight. That, John Boyega, Finn, is not prepared for this because he looks absolutely terrified. So, and then they show the logo, perfect music to go at the end when it fades, and I'm like, that's how you do a trailer. And that is what they are showing until the movie comes out. and I couldn't be more excited than I already am. And I know I already said that excited is an understatement, but what are you going to do? Next up, we have news about Captain America Civil War, and that is that the first official trailer is going to be in front of Spectre, which would make sense. I mean, with a big movie like that in this right amount of time, we would definitely be getting a Captain America Civil War trailer at some point eventually. And I'm guessing probably around the time when that movie comes out, that's when we're finally going to get the Doctor Strange trailer and the Gambit trailer. Although I believe Gambit comes out a month before Doctor Strange, so we'll probably get a trailer before that also. But yeah, the Civil War trailer is probably going to be most likely in front of Spectre, and I will be reviewing Spectre as soon as I'm going to be... After when I see it, I will give my review on that, and I will also be talking about the Captain America Civil War trailer, which I'm going to be now doing. One of my inspirations for doing movie reviews, one of them is Noah Antweiler, a.k.a. Spoonie. And when he's doing a review for a movie, he always talks about the trailers that were in front of there. And if I see the trailer online for the first time, then I'll bring it up in an episode on like an updated one. However, if I'm going to be talking about seeing a movie and I talk about the trailers, and like if I see the Civil War trailer for the first time in front of Spectre, but I guarantee that it'll probably be online before I even go and see it, then I will talk about it in that video. But yeah, I can't wait to see the trailer, can't wait to see the movie, and I'll keep you posted about that. Next up is news about Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and that we have a casting choice, and that has been Pom Clementif, and it was said that she was going to be a mystery role, but that mystery role has already been revealed, and she will be playing the character Mantis, who is a Guardians member, and I know for a fact that she's going to be practical. Judging from what I saw, what she looks like in the comics, I hardly know anything about this character, although I know of her existence, and I believe that she is part of Guardians of the Galaxy Legacy or Legends, the 2008 comic. She probably is, she probably isn't. I gotta keep updated on that. But I'm glad that they are going to be introducing a character like that. I'm just still waiting to see whether if they're going to be showing Adam Warlock or Quasar, because those are the two characters that I absolutely want to see. And I understand why they didn't put those two in the first movie along with the Rick Ryder Nova or the Sam Alexander Nova, is because all the Nova, Rick Ryder, and Sam Alexander, Adam Warlock, and Quasar, they're all heroes, where the Guardians are just, you know, a bunch of ragtag characters who are a group of misfits, and we've already seen heroes before, so we've already wanted to see something else. But maybe we should be able to get those characters eventually in the future, especially with Infinity War coming out in a couple of years. So yeah, Mantis, yeah, she's in the movie. And also, Matthew McConaughey was in talks to be a villain for the movie. However, that has been denied. He rejected it. And now I don't know whether or not if he's going to play a character in a DC Comics movie or he's going to play a different Marvel villain. I know that about a year ago or a few months ago, he was rumored to play Norman Osborn in the new Spider-Man. But, you know, I think he'd be able to, you know, I'll just wait to see what else is going to be coming. I don't even know who the main villain for that is going to be. Next up, we have news about Gambit, and that is that with Rupert Wyatt, who was originally going to be directing the film, he also did The Gambler and Rise of the Planet of the Apes. We got two more names. The first name is Joe Cornish. Now, Joe Cornish is the director of Attack the Block, and he is also a good friend of Edgar Wright. And he co-wrote the Coronado trilogy, and he was also credited as a writer for Ant-Man. So I believe with his wacky style and dark humor, I believe that he can be able to take on a Gambit movie or just a superhero movie in general. But the other name that brought my attention was Shane Black. And when I heard that, like, the director of Iron Man 3 and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang doing a Gambit movie, I feel like it would be, I don't know, even though I don't think a Gambit movie is necessary, I would still want it to be good. And with the scope that what's his name, Shane Black did for Iron Man 3, how he made that. If he could do that with Gambit, then I would be all for that. And I know that there are a few people out there that dislike Iron Man 3, but I'm actually one of the few people that, in my opinion, that Iron Man 3 is the best Iron Man movie, period. It's my favorite Iron Man movie of all time. In fact, my top 5 favorite Marvel movies from 5 to 1 are Iron Man 3, Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America Winter Soldier, The Avengers, and Avengers Age of Ultron. And I know that's, a tough thing to, accept, but, I love the hell out of that movie, and I would not be disappointed if Shane Black was the main choice for a Gambit movie. I mean, I'd be up for that. I mean, I don't know who wouldn't. Probably people who didn't like Iron Man 3. But then again, besides the point, we'll probably know who the director is shortly. If we don't have a director by then, I don't even know if this movie is going to even going to happen. But moving on, we have news about Wonder Woman, and that is that we have the timeline of the movie and also the villains. And first off, the movie is gonna go from past to present, which I believe the main story is going to be in the present, and we're gonna get like glimpses in the past. Like it's going to be like Captain America: First Avenger, but with Wonder Woman. And this movie is also gonna set up the Justice League along with Batman v Superman. But there's probably more descriptions in the article below, so I'll put that in and it'll correct me. But the rumored villains that are most likely going to be in the movie are Circe, I believe that's the character's name, and Ares, which is the only way how I know Ares is also from Greek mythology and also from the Injustice video game. So I would be alright with them using those characters, and later on, like possibly for a sequel, they could do Cheetah. So look forward to that, I guess. Next up is news about the solo Batman movie, and it has been announced that it is a rumor, but it is a strong possibility that the storyline for this solo Batman movie is going to be the Red Hood storyline, and also rumored that Nightwing is going to be in it, which makes sense, because if you're going to go with a seasoned Batman, then you might as well have a character like Nightwing, and hell, maybe introduce Damian Wayne for all I know. But it also makes sense because with the tease of Jason Todd's death in the Batman vs. Superman trailer, it might as well be the storyline, and also because of the hype that that character has been given, I would not be surprised if that was going to be the case. face. So, yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to see Red Hood? I mean, like, he's been like a popular character for a long time now, especially in Batman Arkham Knight and even in the Red Hood and the Outlaws comics with him, Arsenal, and Starfire. And it will most likely, they're saying like this movie could probably come out in 2018 if we're lucky. So, look forward to that. If any more news about that comes up, I'll let you guys know. Next up is news about the Suicide Squad, and Empire Magazine had like a huge thing going on with them, and that was that we got a few different covers. The first one that came out was of Jared Leto as the Joker, and he still looks amazing. At first, when I saw him, the whole hands going like that with his mouth hanging open with all the tattoos showing, especially the damage tattoo on his forehead. That's the one where I was like, I'm not too crazy about that tattoo, or like the look. I was like, I'm not so sure about that. But as soon as I saw him in motion in the Suicide Squad trailer, then I was just all for it. And now with every new photo that they show, I have no problem with it whatsoever, especially the photos that they showed in the Empire magazine. Sorry, I got the shivers. Oh my god. But we also got a cover of Enchantress, one of Deadshot, and one of Harley Quinn, and they all look amazing. There was a bit on what Enchantress's character was going to be like, and that that she is an explorer and something goes down the wrong way. There's also a love triangle in this, I guess, between Deadshot, Harley, and the Joker, which would actually make sense, because I would like this to happen in the movie, because if Harley is going to be somewhat in a relationship with Deadshot, and then she goes to side with the Joker, then that is going to be, a huge emotional impact for fans and general audiences around there. It will create the shock value and have people think, that's too bad right there. But, that's also, we have a few descriptions on each member, and I'm going to go through them right here. The cast members were asked questions about what their characters were like, and this is what they had to say. For Katana, she has morals and codes. She can also slice through hundreds of people without taking a breath. Now, I know her character, the sword that she carries is meant to it's actually meant to steal souls. And I don't know how they're going to work that into the movie, or even if they do. I know that she was introduced on Arrow last season, and the movie counterpart and the TV counterpart look exactly the same, which, is a good thing. So anyway, moving on, let's look at the other ones first. Slipknot. He's formidable. He can climb anything, and he hangs people for a living. I joke that he was caught strangling Wonder Woman. I downloaded this app called Grognauts. Now I could tie up a horse. Now, I'm pretty sure Adam Beach is going to be great as the character, but I have a feeling he's going to be one of the first to go, because a lot of people have no idea who the hell this character is. Next up is Captain Boomerang. He's an absolute bogan in the purest sense. Dave's first instruction was, find your inner shitbag. Which, yeah, that would, again, make sense, because Captain Boomerang is the one character who absolutely loves doing what he does and has no problem, killing people or doing any other sin. However, the opposite end of that is Diablo. Most of these guys are happy to get out of there and kill people, but he just wants to stay out of the fight. And that sounds a lot like him. He could be another character who could possibly go, but he is, more of one of the iconic characters that just stands there and just it makes it look pretty, like kind of like how King Shark. He's a member of the Suicide Squad, but I know he's going to be in the movie, but I don't know if he'll ever play a big part or if he'll get killed off, which I'm also, by the way, I absolutely love the fact that they introduced King Shark on The Flash for that last few seconds. That was absolutely incredible. If the movie can do something like that, then it will already win me. Next up is on Killer Croc. The actor said, he's a cannibal with rage issues. Although he only eats the most talented people, he's picky. And it was also said that this character is going to be the comedy relief. And he would probably be like Drax the Destroyer, which he'll also have like a dark sense of humor. And also, there's not really too much to say, although there's also another one right here for the last one for Colonel Rick Flag, and this is what Joel Kinnaman had to say. Flag is the highest level operator working for the government. He's had lots of friends die and has killed many, many people. Deadshot gives him the most problems. Harley is easily distracted, but up for following orders if it means destroying things. Which definitely sounds like, what that character would be doing in the first place. I mean, he's the one who is probably the least of a villain, even though I know Katana is an anti-hero, and I believe that Diablo is in the same spectrum, but everybody else is 100% a villain. So, we'll have to see where else that goes. Next up is news about Power Rangers, and that is that they have announced the rest of the cast. I already mentioned in one of my previous episodes that Naomi Scott will be playing the Pink Ranger, and this is who we have now for the rest of the 5, and here we are. Zachary Montgomery will be the Red Ranger. Ludi Lin will be the Black Ranger. R.J. Seiler will be the Blue Ranger, and Becky Gomez will be the Yellow Ranger. Now, I don't know much about these actors, and they're all newcomers, which, would make sense. You don't want to have... Hold on one second. What's up?
I didn't say anything.
I'm just doing my recent episode. You want to be in it? I'm like halfway.
No, today.
Well, that's Mike right there. But yeah, what's up?
Another time, bro.
All right. But yeah, you do want to get, newcomers for this. I mean, if you have just familiar faces, then you're just going to see those familiar faces just being in Power Ranger outfits, and it makes sense. What's up?
I'm going to head out of here.
All right.
See you later, bro.
See you, man. Now, one of the other rumors that was stated was that, the title of the movie Power Rangers was instead going to be changed to Saban's Power Rangers, but that turned out to be false, and that the names of the characters would be changed from the original 5 to something completely different, which they also denied, because on Twitter they announced welcome Jason, Kimberly, Billy, Zach, and Trini. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what they do. I have nothing against this cast, and this is probably the most diverse Power Rangers team that I've ever seen. Every team that I have seen has always had some kind of diversity. There's always been, at least one African Ranger. There's always been at least one Asian. There's always been at least one Hispanic one. And I have no problem with that. That's what Power Rangers has always been about. It's always been about diversity, and I'm glad that they're keeping that and showing that they do have a respect for what is going on, and that the company, Saban, has high power over this movie for Lionsgate, and I'm happy that that's still happening. Next up, TV news. We finally get the trailer for Jessica Jones, and this looks incredible. I mean, wow. I mean, Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones, I couldn't have thought of anyone better. I think one of the other ones were Alexandra Daddario. I think she would have been really good, but I'm glad that they got Kristen Ritter as the character. Also, Luke Cage is in the trailer, and Mike Coulter is the exact representation of the character, and I couldn't have thought of a better choice. I mean, my original choice was Terry Crews, and then as soon as I saw what this guy looked like, I'm like, that is Luke Cage. That is the character that I want to see on the screen. And also, the one who really steals the show in this trailer, David Tennant as the Purple Man. This could probably be Marvel Studios' best Marvel villain yet, because this guy is menacing, and that's one of the things that I like about the villain. Even though Ultron is by far my favorite Marvel villain, I would say that the most well-developed villains have been in Daredevil and probably Jessica Jones, mainly because you have an entire season, 13 episodes to develop these characters, and that's what makes it more successful. That's what I believe makes superhero TV shows a little bit more superior than the movies. However, they are at an equal balance, but one of the things that a TV show has on the upper hand is their development, which you become more attached to these characters and you start to know more about them. That's why The Flash is great. That's why Arrow is great. And that's why Daredevil is great, and all these other shows. And whether you like Gotham or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or not, you have to admit that the development of all these characters is spot on. And I know for a fact that they are going to be doing the same thing for Jessica Jones. I can tell you that right now. So, yeah, this trailer, it's absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see this show, which comes out on November 20th. Next up is news about Gotham, and that is that B.D. Wong from Jurassic Park and Jurassic World has been casted as Hugo Strange. And when I first heard about this news, I got nothing against it. I was like, okay, that could probably work. I mean, showing his characteristics in Jurassic World, I could definitely see him playing a character such as Hugo Strange. Obviously, this is going to be a younger Hugo Strange, even though B.D. Wong is in his 50s, but he looks exactly the same as he did in Jurassic Park compared to Jurassic World. 22 years later, you see this character, and you're like, you have not changed a bit. So seeing him as Hugo Strange, it doesn't, do anything to me. I'm like, all right, go right ahead. It's nothing like, oh my God, this is the greatest casting ever, or no, this is the worst casting ever. It's right in the middle where I'm like, you know what? I'm good with this, but I'm not super hyped, but I'm glad that they got, a great actor for that role. Next up is news about a show that will be coming to Sci-Fi, and that is, we've had shows like Smallville, and then now we have Gotham, and now we are getting a show called Krypton. Now, the premise of I thought that this was, just an idea, but apparently this is still happening. It's being created by David Goyer, and it is going to be a prequel to Man of Steel. And also that this show is going to take place 200 years before the events of Man of Steel. So I do believe that this show is going to be tied to the DC Cinematic Universe, or DC Extended Universe, whatever they're calling it. And, I guess I'm looking forward to it. I like the premise of it, that it's actually going to be centered around Superman's grandfather. And that, I was like, all right, so it's going to be Jor-El's father. It'll just be on Krypton with like a few random characters that we don't know about. And then it'll show Jor-El as a little baby, and then him grow up probably, and then maybe the birth of Kal-El. Well, no, they've already done that in Man of Steel, so I don't know what they're going to do with it. You know what? I'm just going to be very optimistic about this and see where they go. I'm not too excited for it, mainly because it's on the Sci-Fi Channel, and usually I'm not sure. I've never been a fan of, what they produced, except for Being Human. Being Human's actually pretty good. But, the more I hear from this, I'll see where that goes. And the last bit of news I wanted to talk about is a show that is coming to AMC, and that is Preacher. And the trailer for Preacher, believe it or not, is actually going to premiere tonight on The Walking Dead. And when I heard about this show, I was like, all right, I feel like I need to read it. And I read like the first few pages, and I was like, this is pretty dark. I'm like thinking, how is AMC gonna get away with some of this stuff? But we've had shows like Breaking Bad, we have shows like The Walking Dead. So whatever they have for this, it's not going to be any shocking to me. So. But I am looking forward to it. I did read a little bit of the first issue, and I really liked it, and I'm interested to see how AMC pulls this off. I know they've been able to pull off The Walking Dead. They had to, tweak it a little bit for, censoring reasons, because they can't say the F word or, show frontal nudity, except maybe on like the unrated DVD, like on Breaking Bad, they'll uncensor the swearing. So maybe something around in that kind of thing. But yeah, we'll see where that goes from there. And that's all the news that I have for today. The question that I have is, what is it? I have to okay, here's one right here. I believe I answered this question before. I asked this question before, but I'm going to ask it again. Now that the Power Rangers are all casted, who do you think should be the villain, and who should play him or her? Should it be Rita Repulsa? Should it be Lord Zed? Should it be Goldar or Scorpina or Rito, or hell, even the Machine Empire? But yeah, leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll read them. And also, if you want to do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It really means a lot to me. And until then, this is Just Dan saying, for ya.